Welcome back, everybody, to the latest edition of the videos in our coin collecting series. Each video we've been talking about different coins and a little bit of history concerning each of the coins. Today we're going to talk about two different types of quarters, both of whom directly preceded the current quarter, which is the Washington quarter. To my left, right here, is the Standing Liberty quarter. To my right is the Barber quarter. Now we're going to start with the Standing Liberty quarter. The Standing Liberty quarter has a little bit of history to it. Obviously, this Standing Liberty quarter is in the later years. This is going to obviously be a Type 2 Standing Liberty quarter. This is in the later years. In fact, it's 1929, the year before the Standing Liberty quarter ended. If you look to the back side of it, you do have an eagle, and it has 3 stars on the bottom of it. Now, I say this coin has a little bit of history to it because when the Standing Liberty quarter was originally made, for the first year and a half, you had the Type 1 quarter. Starting late 1917, you had Type 2 quarters. This is a Type 2 quarter. Obviously, you have the eagle with the stars, and then you have Standing Liberty, standing, and it says, "In God We Trust." Now, the Type 1 quarters, and the reason I say this has 2 types. The Type 1 quarters were made in 1916 and early part of 1917, and the Type 1 quarters, Lady Liberty's right breast was exposed. In other words, in a coin in minted condition, you could actually see it. On coins that are circulated like this one, you cannot quite see it. Now, her breast was exposed only on Type 1 coins, not Type 2. This is a Type 2. She's completely covered up. And if you're not sure, if you have a 1917 Standing Liberty quarter and you can't tell if you have Type 1 or 2, here's another way you can tell. Flip the coin to the reverse. If you have a Type 1 quarter, there will not be any stars under the eagle, and the eagle will be a little bit lower than it is on the Type 2. This is a Type 2 quarter because there are 3 stars. So if you're not sure, look to the reverse, and if there are stars underneath the eagle, you have a Type 2 quarter. If there are no stars under the eagle, you have a Type 1. That is the simple test. 1916 and 1917 Type 1s are your key dates in the series and are the most expensive ones to get. So and they also have the lowest mintage in the entire series. So this is a 1929. This is obviously a Type 2. Now going to the other quarter, this is a Barber quarter. The Barber quarter is part of the Barber set. The Barber set was designed by the chief engraver Charles Barber back in the 1800s to early 1900s when these coins came out. He basically was the chief engraver until he died in 1917, if I remember my history correctly. But if you look at the back, it's a beautifully well-designed eagle, too. And you have the 4, 7, 10. You have the 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies. So, and Charles Barber was the one who designed most of the coins during his time as chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. Go back to the look at the front. This is basically Lady Liberty, and I didn't necessarily see who the model was. Sometimes if you do research on coins, you can find out who the models were for Lady Liberty. I couldn't actually find that. But that's not to say the information's not out there. But this is just a little bit of history about the Standing Liberty quarter and the Barber quarter. Standing Liberty, Barber quarter. The 2 quarters that directly predecessed the current quarter, which is the Washington quarter. Well, if you like this video and like the contents, click subscribe below and give me a like and even leave a comment. Tell me what you liked, what you disliked, what could I do to do better for these videos. I hope it was informational and you learned a little bit about more of our coinage history of the United States. Y'all have a good day.